ඇහුනත් නැවුම්. නැවුම් බව kills.
Pursuant to the provisions of the Regulation of Election Expenditure Act No. 3 of 2023, which will be enforced from this year's presidential election onwards, the maximum sum of money each candidate can spend per voter must be published in the Government Gazette within 5 days of accepting nominations. During the meeting that was held last Saturday between the Election Commission, the presidential candidates and their representatives to reach a consensus on the maximum amount to be spent on a voter, sums ranging from 50 cents to 1,000 rupees were proposed. Following consultations with the presidential candidates and political parties, the Election Commission published an extraordinary gazette notification setting the maximum sum of money a candidate can spend per voter at 109 rupees. Accordingly, the candidates' campaign expenses have been limited to 1,868,298,586 rupees. 60% of this amount, or 1,120,979,151 rupees and 60 cents, can be expended by a candidate for propaganda activities, while the remaining 40% amounting to 747,319,424 rupees and 40 cents can be spent by the secretary of the recognized political party or other political party or the elector who nominated the candidate. Candidates are required to submit an election expenditure report to the Election Commission within 21 days of the election results being declared. The report must include expenditure on media activities, radio and television programs, news bulletins, magazines, periodicals, social media, digital exposures or any other digital media or publications, and supply of fuel for vehicles, and must include bills of payment. Additionally, if the services were obtained free of charge, the name, the national identity card number and address of the person who provided the particular service or donation must be included in the report. However, the report is not required to include expenses incurred for transport costs of the candidate or costs on stationery, telephone charges or any other communication mode. The notification added that failure to submit the reports before the stipulated date and submission of defective reports are offences that will be subject to penalties stipulated in the Presidential Elections Act No. 15 of 1981. The Executive Director of the People's Action for Free and Fair Elections, Rohana Hettiarachchi, commented on the limitation of election expenditure which is being enforced for the first time during this year's presidential election.
Within 21 days of the election results being proclaimed, candidates must submit a report disclosing all donations and contributions received in cash or kind, stating whether they are donations, loans, advances or deposits, as well as the details of the donor or contributor. If a candidate fails to submit their report within the stipulated period, submits a defective report or exceeds the expenditure limit, that will result in a 100,000 rupee fine, dismissal from their positions and disenfranchisement, and being barred from contesting future elections for 3 years.
Meanwhile, the Election Commission commented on the ongoing preparations ahead of the presidential polls.
Official poll cards are currently being printed. The Postal Department has taken steps to deliver the poll cards to electors' residences by the beginning of next month. Additionally, the Postal Department has taken the necessary measures to deliver postal ballots residences of the electors who applied for postal voting on the 26th of this month.
We received 736,589 postal voting applications. Out of those, 24,268 applications were rejected. Accordingly, 712,321 electors are eligible for postal voting for this year's election.